Thank you for being here. We're going to be using City Beauty as usual. What we're using on our eyes, you see from the title, is the Natasha Denona Biba palette. And so I am going for a brown, bronzy, smoky type look. The eyes are done. Well, the priming of the eyes are done. This is what Biba looks like. I will show you the shades as we use them. The eyes are already primed, so we are going to just jump in. It's been a busy day today. We're going to take this brush that I don't use that often. This is an Esum T37, and we're going to take Shine, this shade right here, and just tapping it, y'all. Oh my goodness. And look at that pat. That's what I'm used to. Just tap it in and tap it on my eye, and there it is. This is what I'm used to. And so if you've seen my Inslee Rain Underland video where I was saying how I have to keep going back in, I pat it on like I'm doing now, and it may not really show up. This is what I'm talking about. Like it's just there. It's there. It's there. And so the next shade, this is the Hourglass number 3. We are going to take Rustic. I really like this shade, but then I like every shade in here. So is it necessary to keep saying that? Yes, because I just love it that much that I just want to say so. And so we're going to put this here. We're going to detour and do a gray next to this brown shade, because I realized I don't want to say unusual color combinations, but I don't, like if I'm doing monochromatic, it's monochromatic. And so I am just wanting to just kind of break that up a little bit. And what encouraged me to do that was when I did Dawn's look with Underland, because I did put colors in a way where I normally wouldn't put them on, like the order of the colors across my lid, and I really liked it. And so we're going to carry that over into this look. So this is what we have so far. And also I'm looking at this and I think, like, would I be satisfied getting rid of the bronze palette? Yo, I don't know why I always feel like I want to keep getting rid of stuff. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just making up stuff. And I have plenty of stuff to do, so it's not like I'm bored. You know what I'm saying? And so this is that. Oh, this is pretty. This is pretty. And I do think this would satisfy me instead of bronze, because bronze is all monochromatic, where there are, you know, brown shades in here, bronze shades, bronze shades, you have tint, you have this dark smoky trio right here. And so, but I am really, yeah, I'm just wanting to get rid of stuff. So this is what we're going to do that's unusual. We're going to take Tour, this shade here. So we just put on this shade, and now we're going to put on this one. So this is like a grayish tone, and we're going to see what that looks like next to Rustic. And yes, this is what I thought it was going to look like. Oh, it is. And so I'm just patting, and so you see how like effortless this is to do. Oh, and it doesn't look as gray as it does in the pan, or maybe it's because I am overlapping right now with Rustic. That was that shade, yeah, Rustic. But look at and this can be your look. Take this all the way out, put on black eyeliner if you want to, and your look can be done. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side, again with the Hourglass number 3 brush. I made it a point to use brushes that I haven't used in a while. Just to see, because I do feel like sometimes brushes I don't use for a while, y'all know I'm not getting rid of my Hourglass number 3s, you already know that. But other brushes, you know, like this one that we didn't use in a while, and we haven't used these in a while, and so part of me is like, keep it, get rid of it. This is the brush that had Rustic. We are not adding shadow onto the brush, but whatever's in the brush, we're going to pull it over top of Tour. That paper I had in here with the look to do on it, that wasn't even Biba shades. None of the shades that I have written down are from Biba. So I'm just like, what? So I threw it away because I don't even know what palette those shades are from that I wrote on there. Now we're going to take this one. This is a clean one. Every shadow gets its own brush. And we are going to take Rayon. So we're going back to the brown, this shade right here. So we have this inner corner, this next to that, and then Tour, and now we're coming back dark with Rayon with the reddish brownish tone. Excuse me. And so we're just going to pat this over here and drag it over at the same time. Look how effortless this, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. It shadows, just put the brush in it, put it on, and what shade was that? Was it Pasha? Was it this shade? Oh, damn. Let's see if it looks the same. I really don't know. I'm just like, yeah, how they go on, the formula. Does that look the same? I think that's the same shade. So we're going to take more Pasha. Pasha is Pasha. So however you pronounce it, we're going to take the tip of the brush and just kind of straighten out this line up here. We're going to take the tip of the brush and we're going to just pull that out here. I did bring out the paint pot over top of the primer out here. And so we're going to do the same thing, the tip of the brush, and we're going to wing that out. That is not the same shade because that looks different than that one. What shade is that? Or did I just go lighter? Oh man, I really don't know. And I'll wash it back and it will be the same shade or not. I really don't know. But I do really like how this looks. We're just blending where those two meet right here. So we're going to take some more of Pasha. I don't think this, I don't know, y'all. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to take the edge of the brush, the angle part, and we're just going to go back and forth up here just to bring that shape up. And so, y'all, that is crazy. I'm like, what did I just use? Like that quick, like I don't even know. From one side to the other side. So we're just winging this out a little bit. And I do, is it really kind of looking the same? Because y'all know sometimes it don't. But by the time we do everything else in the liner, I think that does distract from if the shadow is not winged out the same. It's starting to skip from where the, what's the word? The line, excuse me, where the primer was and where the primer wasn't. So we're going to take this brush and we're going to go into Pasha, and we're just going to tap that like just right here. Yeah, and we're going to straighten out that line right there. This is nice. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, just where it looks like, well, not looks like because it did, where it's the shadow skipped. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I tapped straight in so I can use the edge of the brush right here to make this line straight. Okay, y'all. And whatever's left, we're bringing it in. So we have this bright shade, and then we have this copper, and then the grayish shade, and then this reddish shade. And so I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. We're going to take the brush that had tore this shade, and whatever's in the brush, we're just going to pull it over just a little bit over top of Pasha. I don't know why it's so difficult using words today. Y'all, this is nice. And we're going to do two different transition shades, and so that's why we have our two of these brushes. This one is Scott Barnes number 61. This is a crease brush. If you have a defined crease and you don't have the puffiness I do, if you put this in your crease and go back and forth, your crease shade is done and it looks really good. We're going to take Prairie, this shade up here, and we're going to put that on the first half of under our brow bone. I was going to say transition area, but it's really kind of not. And so we're tapping straight in, and we're going to do the same thing over here. So just on the top edge of the lid shades. I'm looking at the clock because I'm trying to see if I can do this look in like 15 minutes. And so I don't know if I'm just insisting on getting this done before midnight. That's what I'm really trying to do. But I did a lot of stuff today. Oh my goodness. Yesterday, Actually early this morning, no, yeah, last night I edited 5 videos, y'all. That took hours. I'm like, I don't know how Bestie does it, because I'm just like, this is insane. And so today I scheduled them all. That took a couple hours. Now we're going to take Freckle, this shade here. And so no, this does not look like something I could do with bronze, but it's still like cool. So it's not quite. I love the wing. I love the wing. Taking Freckle, and we are tapping straight in, and we're gonna put that up here. Tapping lightly. I just want to get palettes that I like. Like, I don't want to just keep stuff just because I like it if I'm not going to use it. But the thing is, because of how I do rotate through my stash, I am going to use it. You know what I mean? And so that's part of what this Natasha series is about. Like, am I going to miss it? Even pairing palettes, particularly Bloom, we're going to pair quite a bit, because I'm trying to decide, like, do I want to keep it or not? And I do like it, and I do like the looks that I did. It's just not my vibe. So how often am I going to use it? It is great for traveling, though. So I mean, it has its pros and cons for me as far as whether to keep it or not. And so we're going to just leave that like that. Yeah. Oh, I almost dropped that brush. We're going to take, I don't know why we got this bigger brush. We're going to take Monroe, this shade here. I really do like this palette, and I don't use it that often, and I think that's something that motivates me to keep wanting to get rid of stuff, because if I have less stuff, I'll use what I do have left more often. But then I think about, what if I just want to do, you know, a look that I can do with Bloom, or what if, you know, there's a collab or a certain color story I want to use. And so that's where I'm stuck. It's like, do I just keep it just in case, or no? And we're going to go back to the shade, to the brush that had that gray on it, Tor, because I brought that brow bone shade down too far. So we're going to put some Tor right back here. And I could have also used the transition color. Oh, that fixed it. We're going to take a little bit more. So if you put a shadow where you don't want it, just go back with the previous shadow, and that did fix it. And because we did put more there, we're just going to put a little more right here, just because. Yeah. And so with this palette, everything just flows. Like, everything just flows. It does. Lower lash line, we are going to take, we're going to take Buff. This is Buff. I'm going to put that lower lash line. I do kind of want to take Cocoa. Maybe we'll do 2 shades on lower lash line. Do I have 2 of these brushes? I do have 2 of these brushes. And this hiccup, excuse me, is E31 from Sigma. So the first shade for lower lash line, we're going to, which one of these are darker? For some reason, I'm thinking they're kind of the same. This is a creamy matte, and this one is a green to powder. Let's just see. So we are, they do look the same though, right? We're going to take this, we're going to take this one. This one is Tone. And we're going to put that on the first half of our lower lash line. And this is Stage 5 Clinger MAC pencil under here. And so, I don't know if the shadow, it does. I was going to say, I don't know if it makes a difference, but I can tell the difference here than here. Even though it looked fine the way it was, because the color is within the color story that we're using. And so, there are times when I don't put shadow underneath, because I am really just loving how the pencil looked. And for Dawn's look, she liked how it was with just the pencil, the blue pencil, and she did ask for a blue, and I had a blue. And so she liked it how it was, and so we didn't put a shadow over top of it. So that's that shade. That is Tone. And the one next to it, this is Buff. And so we're going to put this over here. Right now I'm trying to think of what shadow, excuse me, what liner. They are different colors. Awesome. Because in the band, And the pan, like, yeah, this is a little bit deeper, but then sometimes if it's a different finish, it may still show up looking like something else. You know what I mean? And so I wasn't sure, but it's good to see that they do show up different. I have dry patches on my face. When I started taking care of my skin again after 13 days of migraines, just pulling off a piece of dead skin. My skin has been happy, but I used the Tetranoin 2 nights in a row, and the last couple nights I didn't, and so I do have some dry patches, and so I'll just, you know, give it a break from the Tetranoin. Even though my regular skincare, I do have a retinol oil from Peter Thomas Roth, and so that's still lighter than the Tetranoin. So those are the shades from here, and so we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades out of this palette, and this is the look, and I'm digging it. I pulled out a brown lip to do, but I'm looking at this like a gray lip would be nice. Would that be my thing? I don't know. And Notoriously Morbid, I do have a gray, but they do just have just like a plain gray lipstick, and I'm waiting to make another order until we might put this on Smoky Silver. Do we want to do that? And the one that I have my eye on that's gray is a matte, and yeah, I don't have any other grays except this one, so I'm thinking this would be nice too. Oh man, we're gonna use that one. So we're not gonna use a brown. Look at me not being typical. So for eyeliner for upper lash line, what are we going to do? I could do simple and just do a black. Do I want to just do simple and do a black? No, I don't. We're going to, I'm looking at Retro Rave, this shade, which shows up as a maroon. It doesn't show up brown, but I do still think that would look nice with this look. Actually, I think all of these would. Like, this would pop it. This would pop the look. And even like the yellows would be pop, 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 pop in the look. And then I'm also looking at this one now. Let me not be indecisive. We're going to use this one here. This duo isn't, where am I looking at? This is Retro Rave. We're going to take the one that looks brown, but trust me, it is not. So we're going to take out a brush for that, which surprised me I didn't have one out for that. And this is actually a lethal brush. These are lethal water liners. We're going to put that eyeliner on. Nope, I did not finish in 15 minutes. I guess I was kidding myself. So I put the brush in the water, and then I tapped the tip of the brush on my cloth down here. Yeah, this is like a burgundy. It's a pretty shade. I don't know if you can see it when it's wet. You see how it turned into like that burgundy? Yeah, that right there looks like blood. Ooh. So we're going to put that on. And here we go. This is a pretty shade. Oh, this is nice. This is really nice. It's a pretty shade. I'm going to have to go back in, I think. Or not. Let me see how much I can get. That's nice. Yo, I be like, I mean, I be saying stuff is nice as if I don't think it's going to be. And not that I doubt my abilities. With these liners though, they don't, as you saw, it did look brown before I wet it, and then it looked like a blood red. So stuff like that, when it changes how the color looks, when I add the water or even when I apply it, I'm just like, oh. Because if I'm like, oh yeah, I just want this dark brown, and I put it on, it's like, that ain't brown. And so it does surprise me, like how it shows up. But it is really pretty. That's nice. We're going to tap in very slightly, and then we're going to go back into, we can tap in again. I didn't have enough water on the brush because we're going to do a very small wing. I am confident with my wings now, for the most part. But I just don't want to overdo it. You know what I mean? Oh, that's nice. Meaning it's straight. Yeah. All right, let me calm down. And then bring it back. See, y'all, I'm getting better, right? Yeah. So our wings are straight. Our wings are, this one comes down and out, but the wing part is straight, where they actually look the same now that I'm like really comparing. So we're just gonna bring this out a little bit further. And I just kind of almost messed up. So we're gonna leave it alone. Yeah, I think they look the same. Let me know. Y'all let me know. Cause I'm just like, ooh. So I just need to be careful. I'm gonna have to empty this border because now it looks kind of pink. We are going to put this on, and then we're gonna put this on, then we're gonna do lip, and then we will be done. If you have Lila, let me know what you think. Let me know too also if you have that new Spectrum palette from Sigma. I was not drawn to it at all. If I didn't have a neutral palette for my kit, I don't even know, you know what, I don't even think I would still get it because of that horrible experience I had with one of those palettes. I had a great experience with Untamed, a horrible palette with a horrible experience, excuse me, with the Little Mermaid one, and a pretty good experience with warm neutrals. There were 2 duds in warm neutrals for me, and I think it was just mine because other people I know that have it, theirs wasn't duds, those 2 shadows. And so that kind of turned me off from even thinking like, would I even get that, you know, for my kit? And it would be good for a kit because it's all neutrals and the range is inclusive. But then I think about, I also have those Esom, that Esom Balance palette, which has all the neutrals too, and it is inclusive. And I never question Esom's formula, never. And even when I used to wear them before, I don't have a lot of their stuff because some of their palettes are pressed pigment palettes, and so I don't even get them. And even though I'm the only person I know in my day-to-day life whose eyelids don't tolerate pressed pigments, I still don't get it for my kit, because when I ask clients, you know, can your lids or do your lids tolerate pressed pigments, they're like, I don't know. And so I don't want to take that chance to even have it in my kit and someone don't know, and then I use it and then they're like, oh man, my eyes are burning. And then I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? So I don't even use those, but they do have some pretty ones. If I could tolerate pressed pigments on my lids, I would get their pressed pigment palette because their colors are pretty. I know they're going to show up. The formula is wonderful, but no. So this is what we have for our eye look tonight. Well, now it is a new day. It's after midnight here. Yesterday was so busy, and I'm saying yesterday now because today is a new day, but we're going to take off a little bit of the City Beauty. My flat lays have been looking really bare since I stopped trying to cram everything in it. Now I just do like the eyeshadow palette. And so, yeah, so this is If Looks Could Kill Metallic Smoky Silver. It says my label. This is a good choice. This is playing off of Tour, that gray shade that is like, excuse me, right there. My neighbor texted me. She made some type of pasta salad, and she sent me a picture of it. And she's like, if you want some, let me know. And you know, the timing was perfect because I had just got done whatever it was that I was doing, and I'm just like, ooh. I texted back. I said, absolutely, I'm on my way. She's one floor down from me. Yeah, that's really cool. So I'm like, that'll be my dinner. I have thought to take out shrimp to thaw out and to make stir fry. But I think now I will still take shrimp out. And I'll have that tomorrow. This is nice. I do think though I do want a gray matte lipstick. I don't know how often I would use it though. That's the thing. This is nice. I honestly would prefer this to be a matte because the lid is looking matte. Actually, The first shade and rustic, they're shimmers, metallics, and our brow bone shade is metallic. The other shades, they're mattes, and so this is really like almost an all matte look, which is fine with me because y'all know I will do an all matte look. And so I am thinking like this would be nice with a matte gray lip, but still I think it is a good choice because it does bring out that kind of gray. So we're going to go. Thank you for being here. Stuff is popping up over here for you to watch. Hang out if you have time. If not, come back. I always have content on here, like for reals. And so you all will see me soon. Don't forget to subscribe and consider joining the membership. Bye.